Faith, since you're first up, you want to demonstrate yours? Faith, I didn't hear you. All right, I just changed the permission, so anybody want to... Oh, okay, Faith, no problem. Anybody wants to share their results? Bridget, you on a phone too, or you on your PC? You want to share it?
I guess in problems with access itself.
Oh, with access. Okay. All right. All right. Well, Kai, you want to share again?
Sure.
I changed the permissions already, so you could go ahead and share.
Ian?
Yep. All right. So jump into the design view and let's see what you did.
Okay, so same procedure from last time, except adding a new table, and then the code that was generated would be this, and here's the inner join paths.
All right. So keep that query up. Keep that query open. And we're gonna do something. No, wait, hold on. Let me see. 10 people before. All right, okay. They'll come back in. All right, so keep that query open, okay, and we're going to now add something to that query, right? So tell me something. Open your guest table for me. Good. So you have a number of persons there from USA, UK, and Trinidad and Tobago. All right. So what we're going to do now, we're going to use what we refer to as a compound criteria. So all the time we were using simple criteria. Simple criteria means that the criteria is just one thing, right? So persons from the USA, um, number of people coming greater than 5, greater than 10, whatever. Now, let's do something. So go back to your query design, go back to your query, and go back to the design view. Good. So now we're going to change our query a little bit. So I want everybody to pay attention to this. So we want now persons coming from the UK or Trinidad and Tobago. So, right. So Kai, you see where there's or there? Or takes into account a second criteria on the same field. So what you're saying there is that we want the dates for persons coming from the UK or Trinidad and Tobago. So let's run the query now. To run it back, you could just click on data sheet view. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not, I didn't see it. That's not it.
There are two
I got it.
TT.
I got it, yeah. Right, so there's two TTs and the same four, or was it four? Yeah, four UK that you had before. Right? So it would have omitted USA, obviously, because it's not part of the criteria. So we understand what or, the term or does, right? So it gives us the criteria under two conditions. So the first condition was that we wanted persons from the UK, and the second condition was that we wanted persons from Trinidad and Tobago. All right. So is everybody okay with that? Any questions there?
Excuse me, sir, one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how do you get back the that? How do you get back that?
Right. So if we go to the top, right, Kai is pointing at it there, and you click on the drop down, you'll have all three views. And you could just switch. You could just switch between views.
Oh, it says design view.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
So right now, this is the design view.
Yes.
This is the sheet, and SQL is where you'd see the code.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, Assistant Professor. Right. Okay. Let me go back and share mine.
Oh, God, sorry.
All right, nice. Okay, good. So we just created two things. We created a simple query, we created a complex query, and we created a query with compound criteria. Okay. So for your SBA guys, queries don't get much more difficult than that. That's about it. So now we're going to create our third object, and our third object is a form. All right. Now, why are forms necessary? Forms are needed because you don't want your user gaining access, or, free access, I should say, to all the tables and query results and all these things, because you, as a database designer, you want to be able to control those things, right? So you're going to create now. So let's close off all these things, because you have to have these things closed in order to, why is this? Oh, there's a second query I did. Okay. Which one was this? UK. So let's call it UK query. Right. Now, by the way, when tables are updated, queries are automatically updated. You don't have to go and regenerate them again, right? And we will see that. So once I pull up, once we create everything into our form now, and we open it back, you're going to see those things, right? So let's close all the tables. And now, for the query, you use what is called a query wizard, right? You don't have to go into the design. So you use the query wizard. Well, actually, I should say you don't have to go into design when you're creating a simple form. When we come to do creation of subforms, then we go into the design after the wizard, right? But we could use the wizard for now. So we click on the wizard. So I want you to look at something. So the wizard here, oh, sorry, square, not query, sorry, form. Form wizard. So the first thing is that the form will ask you which table you want to create a form for. What do we use a form to do? We use a form to enter data, modify data, or delete data from a table. All right. So those are the three things we use a form for: to enter data, to modify data, or to delete data from your table. So let's take the guest table, and we're going to create a data entry form. So this is you're now creating something now that the user is going to see, the user is going to interact with, not you, the developer. So we want all the fields. So you notice when I click on the table, all the fields that are located in that table will come up. So you have all the fields here. So we need to select all the fields across on this column. So we just click on the double arrowhead, and all will go across to selected fields. Now, what that means basically is that the fields that I want in the form are these fields from the table, right? So the same fields that are in the table, the same fields I want in the form. Okay. So I click next. generally you would want it as a column view, right? So generally you could use it as a column view. Um, you have to title the form. So what I do is that I just leave the name of the table and just put FRM for form. All right, and we click on finish, and that's it. The form is created. Now I'm gonna show you how to modify and make the form a little bit more user-friendly, because there's nothing user-friendly about this, right? This doesn't actually tell you anything at all. So the first thing you want to do is change the name of the form. From this to something that the user could relate to. Now, anytime you have to change a form that comes from your, what you call it, your table, you're going to have to go into the design view of the form. So after you create it, we go into design view now. I could come here and I could change the name of the form, call it, put the whole thing because it's your users now, huh? Yes, the information form. All right. Just want to stretch that out a little bit so that it's created on one line. Right? So your form is in, if you notice, your form is in different parts. You have your form header, your details of the form, and the form footer. Right? So if I go back out to the form view, you'd notice that the name of the form changed. Okay. Let's now go and put a few command buttons on the form so your users wouldn't have to guess what to do. Now I want to show you something. All of this is you actually creating or generating a program code. It's just that you're not doing it by writing code. You're doing it through what is called fourth generation development environments. So you have your form here. Again, we go back to design. And here's where your form footer now comes in, because generally you'll put command buttons in the footer of your form. So we want to go here, want to drag this down a little bit, so give us a little space. And we go up here now. You see where it says button, right? It's the third icon there. So we're going to take that, drag it down here, and we're going to drop it. And the button commands open now. So we're going to create a button that is going to add a new record to our table. So that is a record operation. So I click on record operation, and here we click on add new record. So click next. You have an option. You could put a picture on the button, or you could just leave it as add record, right? Or name it whatever you want to name it. And then next. And you see, this is important because this ties to a VB program that is being written. So you'll leave this alone, huh? You leave this as command 13 or command whatever it is. And then we finish. So I've created an add record button, right? So let's go back to, and here we have our command button added in, right? So let's click on it and see what happens. You see, it gives you the space to add a new record now. So let's go ahead and add a new record. So you could imagine that, okay, this is what the user is going to do, right? So if I click on add record, it adds it into the existing table. So let's do something. I'm going to close this off. I'm going to show you how to put in exit buttons and all these things, right? So Of course, you say yes. And look at something now. Open back the guest table. And there's the record that we just put in via the form. Everybody's good with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And watch what happens now. If I open my UK query, no, I didn't see this. Okay. Oh, sorry. My UK query would not have been updated. Anybody can tell me why?
The form didn't have bookings.
Say that again.
The form didn't have bookings.
Excellent. Excellent. The form didn't have any bookings, so it will not show up because there's a cross-tab query into two tables. Right? Very good. Excellent, guy. Right. Good. So let's open back the form now and go jump back into design view. So we know how to do an add record. Let's jump back into design view and we can do a couple more of the command buttons, right? So other commands you'd want to do, add a new record. Right, let's do save the record because obviously when you add a record, you want to save it. No, wait, hold on. Something went wrong there.
Yeah, so you came out of sharing
Yeah.
on screen.
Thanks, guy. I don't know why that happened. Wait. Is not that? Why my program close off? Right. Hold on. All right. We back up. That's now up. Okay. You all seen it now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should be. Right. All right. So let's open back the form. So we get them back into design view now. Design view. And we're just going to create two other buttons here. One to save the record that we just added. So again, saving a record will be a record operation. So we want to save the record. You could leave it as save record or save or whatever you want. Again, leave it as a command. If you have to do this, try to make sure your buttons line up. Right, and one more we're going to do, which is to exit the form, right? So we want a form operation this time, and we want to be able to close the form. To be able to exit the form. I'll just put the word exit. Right, so I've created three command buttons there on the form. Let's go back now to the form view. Right, so we have our record. Right, so we can save the record, and once I click on exit, it again asks me if I want to save, yes, and it closes off the form for me. So thereby you've just created a user interface for the form, right? Okay, so guys, the usual thing. Take a 10 minutes, and I want you all to recreate this form on all your end now. All right, 10 minutes and recreate this form for me.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, that's all.
So you see the button, like when you went to the design view to actually add the button at the end, like add record and stuff.
Mhm.
That one, I don't have that one. That button
Oh no,
with the
wait.
4 X's on it.
Yeah, hold on, wait. You have it, but it's it probably just placed differently. So hold on. Um, right. So if you click on this one, if you click here and open up, you'll see more commands.
So I actually did do that, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm still not seeing it.
What version
I'll
are
try again.
you using?
Alyssa, it may be that your own would just be a blank box and not the XX.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was asking what version because
A
I think
blank box?
yeah,
Let me
Yeah.
check.
a blank square.
Oh, yes, sir, I'm seeing it.
Right?
I've
And
seen it.
and
Yeah.
incidentally, if you hover over it, you'll actually see the word button.
Oh, yes, sir, thank you.
Okay.
So sorry to interrupt again.
No problem.
So the button, right? What do you do with it? Do you double click it?
No. So watch what I'm doing. So you mean to place it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you just click on it and then bring it down to wherever you want. And then click again. So if you
So
do
say just click on it and then
right.
you don't hold down on the
No,
mouse,
no,
right? You just
no, it's not a drag. It's not a drag and drop. So
oh.
click, bring it down to where you want it, and then click again, and then this window is going to open up.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right?
All right, thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Excuse me, sir, just one more question.
Yeah, good.
About the exit, what do you have to fill in again?
Oh, that's not let me go
Yeah.
back. Right. So exit, if remember you're exiting a form, right? So your exit is a form operation.
Also, so you just have to click form operation, and I think you had another thing.
If you look on the right hand side, you'll see all the form operations. And one of them you should see close form.
Close. Alright, sir. Thank
Mhm.
you.
All right, guys. So you all should have created the form by now. Okay. All right. So we looked at creating queries, creating forms. All right. Tuesday, please God, we're going to look at the last part of this, which is creating reports. All right. And then one other thing we have to do in Access, and that is importing and exporting tables. All right. So we look at that as well. All right. So we did tables, we did queries, we did the different types of queries, and we did creating your forms with your commands. Right. Any questions there?
No, sir, I'm good.
Good. Everybody got through with creating their form. And these things, again, they're practical based, so you'll have to practice them, huh? Please. All right. So guys, I'll see you all on Thursday again, 2 o'clock, so that we could continue with Access, right? All right. So I'll see you all on Thursday. Take care, everybody.